Vocabulary is our knowledge of and memory for word meanings. Vocabulary is both receptive and expressive. Receptive vocabulary are all the words we recognize and know the meaning of when reading or listening to others speak. Expressive vocabulary are the words we use in speaking and writing. Deep knowledge of a word is needed for it to become a part of our expressive vocabulary.
This video will feature an evidence-based routine for the explicit teaching of a new word and a strategy for digging into the many layers of language in a word. In addition, the video will feature application of skill through the use of new words in both speaking and writing.
So first, let's go over our I can statement. I can make connections to a word structure using the possum strategy. I want you to think about what comes to mind as you look at this picture. When you no longer hear the chime, I want you to stand to share out.
He's strong.
Strong.
He's happy.
Happy. All right, guys, so as we looked at this picture, we said that he's muscular, he's strong. Would you say that he's pretty big?
Yes.
Maybe even huge?
Yes.
What about the trees in this picture? How does this woman look compared to these trees?
Small.
She looks very small. So one of our words is massive. Say massive.
Massive.
Think about this picture. Look at every detail. Does anyone else have something different?
The trees are massive.
The trees are massive.
The trees are wide.
The trees are wide. What's the word?
Massive.
By the time students are in the 3rd grade, they should be learning 2,000 to 3,000 new words each year. It is essential that students continually build a robust vocabulary that supports comprehension.
If we were to break this word apart, what would I do first? Let's think about our syllable type in mass. Say mass.
Mass.
Is it closed, open, magic E, vowel team, R controlled, or consonant LE?
Closed.
It is closed. Why?
It's because it can't fall off. It has something to protect with.
The vowel is closed in by 2 consonants, right?
What syllable type? Against your chest. It is closed because the E and the V is stopping the I from falling off, right?
Can an English word end in a V?
No.
No. What is the E acting as? It's just there, right? Because an English word cannot end in a V. Don't forget that, okay?
So let's sound out this word together. Massive. Massive. What part of speech is the word massive? Is it a noun, pronoun, verb, adverb, adjective, preposition?
It's an adjective because it's describing the noun.
I'm going to give you think time, and I want someone to use massive in a sentence.
The mountains were massive.
The trees are massive.
Okay, so let's read through 2 example sentences. The massive mountains looked as if they had reached way above the clouds. What is massive describing in this sentence?
The mountains.
Now we're going to turn and talk to our shoulder partner by using the word massive in a sentence.
My house is massive.
There is a high correlation between the knowledge of word meanings, vocabulary, and reading comprehension. Research has revealed that vocabulary accounts for 50 to 60% of the variance in reading comprehension. To build skilled readers, we must build robust vocabularies. A robust vocabulary is connected to skilled decoding, encoding, and phonemic awareness. Building a student's vocabulary knowledge can lead to an increase in their reading comprehension.
Can you tell me what your partner shared?
His dad's truck was massive.
His dad's truck was massive.
The mountains have a massive amount of snow.
Okay, what was his sentence?
And the trees are massive.
Now we're going to play a game. Agree or disagree. Read. While the college's football stadium is really big, it is not as massive as the Super Bowl's football stadium. Agree. Now let's look at this next picture. Think about what you see.
The flower is tiny. The flower is delicate.
Now let's take a look at this picture.
It might be easy to break.
It could easily break. So our next word is dainty. What's the word?
Dainty.
Put your hand under your chin. Dainty.
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 So I'm going to stop right here for just a second. I want you to think about what syllable type could this be. If you said vowel team, you are correct. Why is this a vowel team?
AI is a vowel team.
Because AI are vowels and they're working together, so this is a vowel team. So let's decode dainty. Hands up. D, A, N, T, E. Dainty means?
Dainty means
Delicate and small.
delicate and small.
This is more delicate than wool. Because this is a little heavier than this fabric. This is like lace. What part of speech is dainty?
Dainty is an adjective because it describes a noun.
Okay, read. The ballerina's steps were light and dainty. Agree. All right, guys, put them down. I want you to reflect on the words massive and dainty, and you're going to write your own sentences as an exit ticket today. Massive means huge. Dainty means delicate and small.
Early exposure to language and vocabulary is crucial to a child's development. A child's vocabulary at the age of 3 is strongly related to reading comprehension scores in 3rd grade. The amount of oral language, or talking, in the home has a strong relationship to a child's later vocabulary, spoken language abilities, and IQ. I noticed some of these, they did really well. I think a solid understanding of the definition of the word, and I think adding those multisensory pieces in helped as well. And I think, though, they still need to come back for Tier 2 because you'll get an extra added element of multisensory just to kind of solidify that understanding of the word.
Students also need to learn about morphological units, and they need to gain word analysis skills to access more complex vocabulary. Effective vocabulary instruction activates all 4 areas of language processing: phonology, orthography, meaning, and context.
As we start, let's review our I can statement. I can make connections
I can make connections
to a word structure
to a word structure
using the possum strategy.
using the possum strategy.
But I want you to take the word that means huge, and I want you to put that card face down so that no one can see your selection, okay? Okay, on the count of 3, let's reveal your answer. 1, 2, 3. Flip it over. Did everyone choose? What is that?
Massive.
Massive means what?
Huge.
Good job. That second word was dainty. We are going to study very carefully the phonology of the words, through the sounds that are in the words and the way that they work together, okay? All right, so you get ready? First of all, everybody say the word dainty.
Dainty.
Okay, let's pound out those syllables. Ready? Dainty. How many syllables is that?
2.
That's good. Okay, grab your marker. We're gonna look specifically at that first syllable, dainty. What's that first syllable again? The first syllable is dain. Okay, we're going to tap out the sounds with our markers. Are you ready? Just like you always do. Here we go. A. What's that first syllable again? Dain. How many sounds was that? 3. Very good. Let's encode those sounds, okay? How do you spell that first sound? D. Put a D in that box there. So what's that second sound in the syllable dain? A. But how would you spell this vowel sound A?
AI.
AI is correct. So that second sound is a vowel team. Are you ready? Remember, vowel teams go in the same box. Okay, so far in this syllable we have D, A. What comes next? How do you spell that sound? N. So put an N in that box. So let's encode all of the sounds in the syllable dain. Are you ready? D, A. Now how did you spell that syllable? D-A-I-N. Very good. Okay, let's go to the second syllable. In the word dainty, what is the second syllable?
T.
T. Let's tap out those sounds. You ready? E. How many phonemes was that? Two. We have to finish encoding those sounds there. Okay, in the second syllable, what's the first sound that you hear? And what letter is that?
T.
Let's spell that sound in that box. You hear another sound, right? You said that you've tapped out two sounds, correct? So in the second syllable T, you've heard T. What's next?
E.
Am I going to spell that with an E at the end of an English word?
No.
Not if I want it to say E. What's another spelling for E?
Y.
A Y. Let's add that to your box. That completes the phonology part of your possum organizer. But we still need to take it back to our paint trays. You ready? We're going to encode that second syllable all together. Ready? T. Let's spell it. T-Y. Very good. Now let's look at this word. The first syllable is what? The second syllable is
T.
What's the word?
Dainty.
Very good. Let's go back to your possum organizer and let's spell this completely out. Spell the word.
D-A-I-N-T-Y.
What word is that?
Dainty.
Okay, let's look at the word dainty. Ms. Cunningham, I'm going to use yours up here. Let's look at this word up here, dainty. The first syllable is what? Dain. The second syllable is?
T.
Let's look at that first syllable. Dain. It's right here in your tray too if you need to look down there. That first syllable is dain. What syllable type is that? I see your hands already showing this is a vowel team. A vowel team, very good. So let's put a VT for vowel team right here on the line. And let's move to our second syllable. The second syllable was what's on your tray? What's up here? What's your second syllable? T, T-Y, right? That Y is acting like a vowel though, isn't it? If I label that as a vowel, is there anything behind it? What syllable type would this be?
Open.
Open, very good. So you did write an O.
I think we should phone a friend and tell them what dainty means. Hello, dainty.
Hello, dainty.
Small and delicate.
Small and delicate.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Think to yourselves what dainty means. Using your gesture, how would you show dainty? So what's the definition of dainty? Small and delicate. Write that down. We had another vocabulary word that was opposite of dainty. What's the word?
Massive.
I love the gesture. If dainty describes something or someone, what part of speech would it be?
Adjective.
It's an adjective. If we were to change this word to an adverb, what would we need to do to the word?
To become an adverb, you would have to add ly to the end.
How would I change dainty to make it an adverb but still spell it correctly? Change the Y to an I, and I'm going to add my ly on the end, daintily.
So let's look at the morphology section of the possum organizer. Let's write dainty as the base word.
We're going to leave it just as dainty though, because that's the word that we're working with today. It's just the base word. Good job. We're going to work through a 4-square. You're actually going to use this with a partner.
Vocabulary must be taught explicitly through evidence-based classroom instruction. However, we must also facilitate opportunities for students to learn new words indirectly. We do this through exposure to language-rich environments, actively participating in teacher read-alouds, reading varied text structures and genres, and collaborating through quality classroom conversations.
I'll show you a word, one of your new vocabulary words. You are just going to give me the motion that shows the definition. Good. Dainty means small and delicate. Massive means huge. Good job.
Application of skill and use of the newly learned words help students retain the meaning and appropriate use of the words.